Greeting YouTube. Today I'll be talking about the film Insurgent, which is the sequel to Divergent. So if you haven't seen this, there's going to be spoilers or plenty in here. You have been warned. But the film's been out for a while. Now I'm basing this just on the film. I've not read the books. I'm never going to read the books. I understand that the book and the film have some significant differences, but so my thoughts are just on the film presented to me as a film viewer. Now, at the end of Divergent, we have our two main characters, Triss and Four, have defeated the Ice Queen and thwarted her plans to turn all of the Dauntless into mindless zombies that would just kill anyone that she wants. Um, and they've destroyed that thought control program. Um, and then, for some strange reason, Triss doesn't do one of two things. First, she doesn't just kill the bitch. No, she doesn't. The second thing she doesn't do is hand her over to Candor. Put her brother in charge and let Candor figure out the depth of the conspiracy that took place. And if she'd done that, one of those two things, shot the woman and then put her brother in charge, or handed the woman over to Candor and put her brother in charge, it would have been over. The series would have ended and they would have moved on to some new direction and probably discovered the beauty and wonders of Divergent people. But they didn't do that. She, for some reason, just walked away and didn't follow through. So begin Insurgent. Half of the Dauntless have rebelled because of the mind control program, and they've gone to hang out at Candor. Why they're just allowed to do this, I'm not sure, but they are. The other half of the Dauntless have decided that they're good little brown shirts, and they are going to continue to follow orders from the same Ice Queen who is still in charge of the erudites. And she's decided that she's just going to execute abnegation. They commit genocide. And half of the Dauntless are like, go for it! And are just killing innocent humans because someone told them to. They just like being Nazis. And our main characters in their little party have taken off and are hidden with the farmers. I can't remember the name of their faction. They're hidden with the farmers outside the wall. They're out there hanging out. Why they didn't just keep going, pick up some supplies from the farmers, thanks for all the help, and then just keep moving. I'm baffled by this. That would have been my plan. Or go hang out with the factionless. One of those two. That would have done. It would not have been sit with the farmers until you are hunted down. That would not have been one of my choices. Okay? Not on my. That would have been not on my list of options. That wouldn't even have been Plan Z. But one of the first things our main character Triss does, soon as she's on camera, is say, "We have to kill the Ice Queen." What? You had her in your sights days ago or weeks ago. You could have just put her ass down. But you let her live. And now you're like, yep, that bitch has got to die. I understand that these are films and books aimed at young adults, but young adults deserve more than this. So eventually, our two main characters, with her brother, make it back into the city. They hook up with the factionless, which is a group that's being led by Four's mother. There's connection. Wonderful. So he had an abusive father and a mother that abandoned him. And we wonder why Four has problems. So they decide they have to go into the city and do some mission or other. I can't remember. There's something. Oh yeah, the Ice Queen found a MacGuffin, and they have to go get the MacGuffin. So while they're running towards the city, her brother's like, "I can't go on because I'm not the athletic parkour dude." And she's like, "Okay, I understand. Go back with the factionless." All right. They keep going, yada yada yada. Eventually, they get caught because the Ice Queen realizes that she needs Triss to unlock the MacGuffin because the MacGuffin can only be unlocked by a Dauntless. And the Ice Queen's convinced that within inside the MacGuffin is the secret to destroying and wiping out the Divergent, and everything will be beautiful and wonderful, and the Nazi regime shall last 1,000 years. So eventually, Triss and the MacGuffin are in the same room because Triss is like, I have to steal the MacGuffin. So she's in the same room, and then she gets caught. So she's alone in the room with the MacGuffin, and she has a revolver in her hand. So her first option should have been shoot the MacGuffin. If you cannot access a resource, deny your enemy that resource. Basic military protocols. She doesn't do that. Instead, she puts the revolver to her head and says, you need me, I will deny you this resource. Shooting the MacGuffin would mean she doesn't die immediately, but you still get the same end. You need Triss to open the MacGuffin. Triss dead, MacGuffin stays closed. Ice Queen doesn't get what she wants. All right, not how I'd want to necessarily go at first, but Triss is feeling depressed. I understand. The door opens up and in walks her brother. Now think about this for a second. Her brother rejoined the Nazi Party, knowing that that group killed his father. All of his family are dead because of the Nazis. And yet he came back and is now a willing member of a group that committed genocide. He walks up to his sister and takes the gun out of her hand. Now, her brother has no military training. None. While Triss does. A lot of it. And she's holding a revolver in her hand. Now, even if she didn't put her brother down like the mad dog he is, she could have wounded him. Or, just beaten the crap out of him and then stood over his bleeding body and said, okay, I'm still going to kill myself or shoot the MacGuffin. But nope, she lets him take the pistol away from her. So they get to torture her for a while until she tries to open the MacGuffin. Eventually she escapes. Eventually she comes back to get the MacGuffin again, goes through the process of opening and discovers the Divergent are the key. Along come the rest of the Dauntless that didn't become Nazis and the factionalists. They take over the place. The Ice Queen is captured, and thankfully at the end, someone caps her ass. And then the film ends. I know this diverges from the book. I get that. Diverges. But this is not a good film. It wasn't even interesting world building added to the first film. Now, I'll eventually watch the next one because I want to see how it ends. And I believe they're actually going to do a series for television. I don't know what channel. So I'm at a loss. Why this film exists? Because if the character had just killed the Ice Queen at the end of Divergence, everything would have been over. But nope. We need to make another book. Mama needs that cash. Actually, I can't know the gender of the person that wrote the book. Could have been a guy. I don't know. So yeah, it's a movie. It looks a lot like the first one. The post-apocalyptic setting still has lots of eyeliner. The romance is still kind of they're kind of finally hooking up kind of thing. I get it. Mm-hmm. But it seemed inappropriate at a particular time. They decided that moment they were going to hook up together. But under stress, people do weird things. My wife and I were just baffled by this. It made no sense to us on any level. So tell me, what did you think of Insurgent? Do you think it made sense? Do you know the book? Did the book make more sense than this film? Do you think that I am off base here? Because I gotta tell you, I would not have let the Nazi Ice Queen stay alive or not be in prison and allow her to consolidate her power again, turn the narrative around that you guys are the rebels and she's going to help create the peace. Unbelievable.